You know, it's kind of like interest rates. I mean, how much lower can it go? And welcome into the Rowdy Studios. My name is Bassmasters. Way over there is Buzz Cutler. Nate Ryan of USA Today sitting in the middle. We're here to debate a very important question today, Nate. Is Jeff Gordon done? I mean, the dude's only 19 points out, and you're sitting here telling me he's finito.
Done. Count him out. Write him off.
Because of the 19 lousy points.
It's not just
Were you
the
one of those
19
guys
points.
counting Jimmy out last week?
No, I was not.
Okay.
You can't count Jimmy out until Homestead because he's won 5 straight championships,
Right.
which is one more than Jeff Gordon, which is why I don't think Jeff Gordon can recover from his deficit. I haven't seen anything. He ran top 5 at New Hampshire, finished well there, but I haven't seen evidence that he's got the momentum that he appeared to have late regular season.
Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, the Chicagoland run was not good for him, right? Is that enough for you to say he's not going to be able to come back at Kansas and Charlotte based on, I mean, are you maybe reading a little too much into a poor Chicagoland run, or you just, it's more of a feeling that you get being around the garage every weekend?
It's just sort of one of those vibes you get, and just the way the season is played out.
He's been hit or miss.
Dude,
I mean, let's face it.
He wanted Phoenix early in the season and then disappeared for 6 weeks. Then he wanted Pocono and disappeared for 6 weeks. And yes, he put together a very nice run leading into the chase, enough of a run that he was my favorite going in. But if you think...
You're a Fairweather fan,
I am a Fairweather.
You're stabbing him in the back now.
I am. Ever since, Ingrid threw me over for him, I've just had... No, but,
I got a newsflash. It wasn't for him.
But you just haven't seen that team put together, a nice, level, consistent run over a series of races.
I agree with you there.
This season.
I'll say this, though. I think it took them at least half the regular season, probably more, to find a comfort level between Alan Gustafson and Jeff Gordon. But I feel like towards the end of the regular season, you saw more of that consistency that you're going to have. A run like Chicagoland, to me, raises question marks about that team. But I didn't really expect more from them than they got out of New Hampshire and Dover, to be perfectly honest with you. They were not on my list of... So I think these next 2 races are the races that will tell me if I should be worried about Jeff Gordon. But I'm not worried yet, because I think he could come out and run real well here in the next 2 weeks.
I just think that the way that everything's transpired this year with all this fuel mileage and strategy, you've got to have like this symbiotic relationship right now with your crew chief. And like you said, I think Gordon and Alan Gustafson took a little while to sort of mesh. And
maybe they're not fully meshed.
I don't know if they're fully meshed. Not like
Jimmy
Cutler and
Chad.
Ingrid or Jeff and Ingrid.
No, Cutler, you had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ingrid, if I
in
let
your
something
dreams.
out of the bag.
In your dreams.
Yeah, and it's not just that he has to make up 19 points. It is that he has to hope that the guys he's chasing lose points.
I guess so, but with a deficit that small, right? He's 19 points out of first. He's 10 out of second. He's 6 out of third, out of fourth, I guess.
See, you say
or fifth.
You say small, but 19 is half a race. I mean,
no, I understand.
You got to make up a lot. That's a lot of positions to finish ahead of.
But we've got 7 races to go, right? We've got 7 races to go. And I think we have twice as much to do as we've already done, right? So, I mean, we have 7 races. We've run 3. 3 is less than half of 7. So. We're not even a third of the way through this thing.
I was about to say, we're liberal arts guys.
Yeah.
Twice as much to do as we've already done. I don't think he's in the Houston or the Buffalo Bills Houston Oilers position where he's got a huge deficit and it's going to take some kind of mammoth rally.
Now you want me to think back to the Houston Oilers?
The Houston Oilers were way down, or the Buffalo Bills were way down to the Houston Oilers, and they came back in the second half. I don't think Jeff Gordon is that far down. He is down, but it's like a 2-touchdown deficit in the first half. It can be overcome.
While we're conflating like pro sports analogies here, can I just throw out that I like Cutler's one about like how streaky he's been this season?
Yeah.
I think he's been the Vinnie Johnson of NASCAR this year, a little bit of a microwave type streaky shooter, streaky driver. And I think he's in a cold streak right now. Did you like that? That's probably the first time Vinnie Johnson has been compared to a stock car driver.
That I could see, and I'll grant you that he might be in a cold streak right now.
Yeah.
I just don't think we know whether he is or not until we get through these next 2 races, or
but
at least the next
let's also acknowledge that you've got Talladega, Martinsville, and a reconfigured Phoenix ahead, which are going to be, crapshoots to a certain extent.
Sure, but that's a crapshoot just as much for everybody else as it is for Jeff Gordon. Talk to me next week, and I'll tell you if I agree with you. But I'm not sure I'm there yet.
Okay.
So you guys write off Jeff if you want, but Big Daddy, I'm still with you. All right, for Nate Ryan and Buzz Cutler, my name is Bass Masters. And Ingrid, I'll see you next week. We'll talk to you next time.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.